In many families, the youngest child grows up in a very different emotional environment than their older siblings. By the time they arrive, the family structure is already well established. Parents are usually more experienced when the youngest child is born. They have already learned from raising older children and often feel more relaxed about parenting. Because of this, the youngest child may grow up with fewer strict rules. This relaxed atmosphere can give them more freedom to express themselves. Freedom during childhood often encourages confidence. When children feel safe to speak, act, and explore, they naturally become more assured. Another important factor is the presence of older siblings. The youngest child grows up surrounded by people who are older, stronger, and more experienced. Watching older siblings handle challenges becomes a powerful learning experience. The youngest child observes how problems are solved and how confidence is expressed. Instead of learning everything alone, they grow up with multiple role models inside the home. This environment often accelerates social learning. Youngest children also receive a lot of attention and affection from family members. Parents, siblings, and relatives often see them as the baby of the family. This extra affection can create a strong sense of emotional security. Feeling loved and protected often builds a foundation for confidence. Because they are younger, family members may also be more forgiving when they make mistakes. This allows them to try new things without fear of harsh judgment. When children are not overly afraid of failure, they become more willing to take risks. Taking risks is closely connected with developing confidence. Another interesting factor is personality development. The youngest child often needs to compete for attention in a household with older siblings. To stand out, they may develop humor, charm, or bold behavior. These traits naturally attract attention and reinforce confidence. Many youngest children become comfortable speaking in groups. Growing up with older siblings means they are used to interacting with people who are more mature. This exposure often makes them socially fearless. They learn how to communicate with different personalities at an early age. Youngest children also tend to be more playful and expressive. Because the family has already experienced the stress of raising earlier children, the environment can feel lighter. Parents may allow the youngest child to explore creativity more freely. This freedom encourages them to develop strong self. Another reason youngest children appear confident is that they grow up watching rules evolve. Older siblings often experience stricter parenting first. By the time the youngest child grows up, some rules may become less strict. This can create a feeling of greater independence. Independence plays a major role in confidence. When children feel trusted to make decisions, they develop belief in their abilities. The youngest child also learns how to defend their ideas among older siblings. In conversations and arguments, they often have to stand their ground. This constant practice strengthens communication skills. Over time, they become comfortable expressing their opinions. Youngest children also tend to be highly adaptable. Living with older siblings means constantly adjusting to different personalities and situations. Adaptability often leads to emotional resilience. Resilient individuals tend to believe they can handle challenges successfully. Confidence is not just about feeling good about oneself, it is also about believing that challenges can be managed. Youngest children often develop this belief because they grow up observing many situations. They see conflicts, solutions, and different approaches to problems. Another factor that builds confidence is encouragement. Families often celebrate the youngest child's achievements enthusiastically. Even small accomplishments may receive praise and excitement. Positive reinforcement strengthens self-belief. However, it is important to understand that confidence does not mean the youngest child never struggles. Sometimes they may feel underestimated because they are seen as the baby. This perception can motivate them to prove themselves. They may push harder to show that they are capable and independent. This determination can further strengthen their confidence. The desire to be taken seriously becomes a powerful motivator. As they grow older, many youngest children carry this confidence into adulthood. They often feel comfortable taking initiative and exploring new opportunities. They may also become natural entertainers, entrepreneurs, or creative thinkers. Their early experiences make them comfortable with attention and risk. Of course, every family and individual is different. Not every youngest child will develop the same traits, but the family environment often creates conditions that encourage confidence. Experience, freedom, attention, and observation all play a role. When these elements combine, the youngest child often grows into someone who feels comfortable expressing themselves openly. Their confidence becomes not just a personality trait, but a reflection of the environment they grew up in. And in many cases, the child who was once the baby of the family grows into an adult who is bold, expressive, and surprisingly fearless.